Yo, KPaceGuy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and you see we're outside, and you know when we go outside it's car audio related. Today I want to go ahead and talk about the Cadence sound subs and the amplifier. If you haven't seen my previous videos on Cadence sound stuff, they partnered up with me and sent me their best 2 subwoofers and their best amplifier to power them up. These are the Wild Beast, or WB dual 4 ohm 1200 watt RMS 2400 watt peak 12-inch subwoofers here. I have 2 of them because I have 2 VXFs from Scar in my trunk right now. They also sent me their most powerful amp, the QRS 1.3000D. That is their 3000 watt RMS monoblock amplifier that we're going to be powering these up with shortly. Now, what I want to do today, there's not going to be a sound demo of these because they're not broken in. I have never played these speakers whatsoever, but I want to kind of get an overview and a look around of these speakers and see what they got going on. Now, I did a video a couple days ago on both the amplifier and the subwoofers, so we won't go too in-depth on specs. If you want to really look at these speakers, go back and check my previous video from a couple days ago. But today we're just going to plug these up to the amp and see them move and get an idea of maybe some motor noise or excursion limits. They're not broken in, so I don't want to play them. I don't want to do anything crazy to them right now, but we're going to get a good look at these. Let me show you the amplifier. I have it hooked up in the car already. I hooked it up last night. Let's go around into the car and take a look at the amplifier. All right, so this is the Cadence Sound QRS 1.3000D that I have in the trunk now. Beast of an amplifier. I've played around with it right now, listening to it on my VXFs, and it's good. We'll get to that review later. But this is kind of what it looks like. It has a flat black, like a matte finish on it. Kind of scratch resistant. You can get scratches on it, but they wipe right off. Just rub it down and they're done. But this amplifier is fantastic so far. That little logo in the middle, the C, does light up a pretty cool red-orange look to match their logo. It's awesome. And then we have a bunch of inputs and output on the side there. I don't know if I can get that to focus or not. But we have your gain, of course. You have your subsonic filter from 10 hertz to 50 hertz, bass boost from 0 to 15 dB, and then you can choose the bass boost frequency you want to boost. You have your low pass filter from 50 hertz up to 250, and then you have your phase switch from 0 all the way up to 180, and then of course it comes with a bass knob. Then it has a power and protect light. Let's go to the other side and check out the inputs and outputs back there. So on this side we have 0 gauge everything. We have 0 gauge speaker wire terminals. It's just one pair, so you got positive and negative. You also have 0 gauge ground and power, and then you have, of course, that little small remote wire to turn it on and off when you turn the car on and off. But a solid amp. This thing weighs probably close to 30 pounds or so. Solid construction. It does 3000 watts RMS. I want to put it on a dyno of some sort if I can find somebody who has one, so we can really test and see what kind of power we can get out of this, because it's RMS 3000. I think we can get a little bit more out of that. Hopefully a good amplifier can. So, and then that's my custom box. They're made for the VXFs, but the Wild Beast speakers will fit in there just fine. So, all right guys, sorry for any wind noise you guys may hear. But we gotta keep it going. Let me go ahead and talk about some small specs right now, just so you guys can get an idea of what this is. Again, this is a WB12 D4, so Wild Beast 12 dual 4 ohm 12-inch subwoofer. It's 1200 watts RMS, 2400 watts peak. This comes in at 36 pounds. So it's actually a very heavy subwoofer. This is right around the weight of my Scar VXS. I think it's really close, maybe a 2 or 3 pound difference. But these actually weigh just as much as my my VXFs, but the VXFs are much bigger basket, a bigger motor, I'd say, by just a little bit. And it has a much fatter surround, deeper speaker. But this speaker comes in at 36 pounds and actually surprised me. What also surprises me is how low this is rated to play. This can play all the way up to 200 hertz, all the way down to 10 hertz. That's what I'm curious to see. Is this thing really digging that low? Because the VXFs only go rated down to 22. These go down to 10. That's some freaking bass right there. So it has an X max of 18.5 millimeters, so you're not going to get the biggest excursion out of it. You guys can see by the surround here, it's not the biggest excursion out of a speaker, but it should give you plenty of volume nonetheless. The cone is made of a pressed paper pulp, and then that surround material, that foam surround, is made out of laminated foam. The basket is a die-cast aluminum basket, and the magnet weight is about 230 ounces. So it's a fairly decent subwoofer. Now, quality, I don't know if you guys can tell by the video itself, but the quality of this sub is actually pretty solid. It's well built. A lot of people have issues with their baskets breaking over time, especially if they inverse mount it. These seem like they'd hold up in any application, any kind of way you want to mount it, it's gonna be fine. I love how they hide the screw holes underneath this kind of this little ring here to keep them looking nice and tidy. You take this off, you screw your speakers in, and then you put the ring back in. That's awesome. It just makes things look tidy. It's small details like that that I appreciate. And of course you have this dust cap here with the Wild Beast logo on there, so that's cool. And then you have the orange stitching around the cone to keep it, or around the foam surround to keep it attached to the cone. Just small things like that just really scream quality for me. All right guys, so I have the doors closed in the car because I got copyright music playing, so I'm trying to keep that down to a minimum. But I have the speaker playing a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it up a little bit and just kind of see what we're gonna get out of it. I have to hold it down because it's a plastic piece here, so if you hear any rattling like that, I'll let you know that that's probably gonna be the plastic underneath it. It's probably not the speaker, but if I do hear the speaker itself, I will tell you. Let's go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. It's very nice. It has really clean excursion. I'm probably putting close to 700, 800 watts on it right now. Really clean movement, no motor noise whatsoever. Plenty of ventilation, cooling for it too. I believe this is a 3-inch voice coil, if I didn't tell you guys that as well. Yeah, but plenty of cooling on this thing. This should have no problem in my box or most people's boxes at all. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit more and I'm gonna pick it up just one time. I'm gonna have to hold this one down. This one's really gonna get it going. I have it at pretty moderate volumes right now. This is gonna really test some of its excursion. I'm gonna try to pick it up when the beat drops for you so you guys can see it without hearing the plastic underneath it. So here we go. This one has a lot of bass in it, so I'm gonna really have to hold this one down. But let me turn it up for you guys real quick, and I'll be banging now. All right, pick it up. All right guys, next time you see this car, next time you see these subs, they're gonna be in this box and we're gonna play some music through them. Again, if you guys are familiar with my channel, I don't like to get speakers and just start making videos on them. I like to dial in my settings. My amp's not tuned yet. I haven't broken in these speakers, so I don't wanna do any initial testing when I haven't given them the best chance to perform. So this is gonna be an ongoing series. There's gonna be a lot of different videos for the Cadence sound speakers and amplifier. Any questions you have down below, I'll try to answer them. Leave them in the comment section. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But I'm just really excited. I mean, the quality of these speakers is already standing out to me. They're heavy, which is a good sign of good quality most of the time. They have really good excursion, clean excursion, no motor noise, really big terminals, like what, 6/8 gauge terminals there. They look really good and they look compelling. So next time you see them, I'll take the VXFs out and I'll put the Wild Beast in and we'll see what they can do. We're gonna put them through a torture test, man. If you guys know me, I like to bang my music loud. So we're gonna put these to the test and they're gonna take every bit of this amplifier that we have. We'll make sure that both of those are good. So without further ado, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. I will see you in the next video. KPaceGuy out. Peace.